Experience Karen Hunter in a completely different way. Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed. We didn't talk about Carmelo Anthony and what happened because I'm waiting a beat. Like there's some stories going on that I want to wait to see all of the information. And people are using these moments to divide and to build platforms because this is the world that we're in. Everyone, as Dr. Story said, wants to jump in front of a camera, jump in front of these stories so they can gain influencer, the numbers so that they can make money. But this is not the time. So they had a White Lives Matter rally this weekend to, because they're saying, this country is, under siege by these black criminals and white people are in jeopardy. And Austin Metcalf was killed by a raging, violent black boy who now we know Carmelo Anthony is nothing that they said he was. And what's even worse, Omi, is that Austin Metcalf's dad is not with it. So a black man showed up to the rally with Austin Metcalf's dad on the phone with the cameras, because they had the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play the clip. You need to hear this. Okay. Play the clip, Smith. Metcalf's dad. This is wild. So the first voice you hear, I think, is gonna be a black man confronting the guy that started the White Lives Matter rally. Okay, so he's confronting him. Play it, Smith.
Fathers who are not dealing with grief. You've talked for an hour. So if you want to address, I can give you after I give this message. The bottom line is this. You have a father that's out of respect asking you not to put his son's face in a place. How do you say you're going to represent people when you can't respect the will of the people?
Let me respond, guys. There's too much peanut gallery.
That's not what his father said. His father did not say that.
Can we please let me respond?
So you believe?
Hey,
you believe?
I'm having a conversation between you and I.
That's just what that
Listen to this. Yeah. Austin Metcalf is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country are living in fear. Austin Metcalf is no longer just his son.
Jeff, hold on, Jeff. Do me one favor, because there seems to be an issue that you're okay with Austin's name being plastered with this particular movement. Now, I've already addressed that. So now I want you to say one more time.
Pause it. So this black man got the phone. You just heard the voice of this guy's name is Jake Lang. He is a January 6th person. He stormed the cat. He's an insurrectionist, horrible human being. Started a rally using Austin Metcalf as the avatar for white people being oppressed by black people and having their lives threatened. And they're using this young man's death as a rallying cry to get white folk into the streets, right? They're looking for any way in. And this black man has Austin's dad on the phone. They don't know this. So as he's confronting them, saying, stop doing this, the father doesn't want it, they were like, you don't know what you're talking about. You hear him say, Jeff, can you tell them, play it, Smith.
Do you agree with your son's name and face being attached to this movement?
Hey, Jeff Metcalf, this is Jake Lang here. I wanted to talk to you and not be led into a question. This is an illegal argument. It's called leading.
Do you agree with your son?
Can I have a conversation with you?
No, because you could have called him before that. You could have called him out of respect.
I'm one of the biggest figures in
So,
America.
Jeff,
Nobody's ever
I've given you a message. I've given you your message, and here's the response.
Family members, everybody I can
I've
find.
given you your message, and here's the response.
You're not giving my
this
message.
guy
You're
said
giving your
no.
message.
What he said was this. What he said was this. He said that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message, and they thought that it wasn't your message.
Let me have 1 minute of my message
Call
to Jeff
him.
Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, what's his number?
But he's on the phone right now.
So Jeff, do you,
This is not a good faith discussion.
Okay, hold on. Here's Jeff. Hold on. So Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here. Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you have chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong.
Lies.
Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Are you done?
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
All right,
You are creating more
let's take
Austin
it down.
Metcalfs
Let's
with your
take it down
weakness.
because it's hard to hear him. But he said, you're the effing problem. Take my son's face off your website. I don't want to have anything to do with you. And this is the way we move forward. All of the lies that this cretin is putting out and then building a movement around this and then having a black man stand behind him agreeing with him. So this is the weird thing, too, because anti-blackness shows up in all bodies. But it's just for commerce sake and it's just for attention that this guy is doing it. Austin Metcalf's dad said, no, you are the problem. You will not use my son to continue to divide. And that a black man was able to deliver this message tells me more about this story than meets the eye. And it's not, the media is not really reporting that somehow the Metcalfs are not, these bastions of white supremacy and white nationalism. But Jeff Metcalf is saying something right now. And he delivered the message to a black man, which is saying something as well. My son is not to be used as an avatar for your racism. And this is the way forward. And we have to call on everyone, like we had Rachel Bittercoffer on. It's not enough to just, be out here. You have to be vigilant in gathering up your folk and saying this is zero tolerant, around this, we're going to have cookouts and family reunions. Your racist pawpaw should be confronted. This is the time. Either that or you're with it.
100%. And everything he's saying is just bullshit because he grew up in Narrowsburg, New York. Then he moved to Newburgh, New York. Neither one of these are majority black. Narrowsburg is 85% black. Newburgh is 52% black. You didn't grow up around nobody killing nobody, sir. Okay, first one, if you were, it was white on white. So wherever you living at, whatever psychotic break you're having, you need to deal with that. And that's the thing, is like this narrative of like calling this man weak. The caucasity of you to decide, I'm going to take this person's child and make that without their consent, without talking to them, I'm going to take their dead son. And I'm saying it that harsh because that's how harsh it should be heard. And say, oh no, he's the face of this movement. Because I was just like him. What? This man, that is wild to me. That's wild.
And he's not sick. There's nothing wrong. Like, this is on purpose. I mean, maybe it is a sickness. Maybe it is.
Experience Karen Hunter in a completely different way. Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're going to love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of The Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.